Well, I think looking at the stat sheet and, you know, remembering the game, got to give them a lot of credit for how they played. Physical, together, unselfish. They made everything difficult for us. And so, and even when we got good shots, you know, we had a tough night making them. And so, very, very difficult night. You know, what they're building there is what we're building here. They're ahead of our schedule at this moment, but this is, you know, the direction that we're going to take this. And going through nights like this is a part of it, unfortunately.
You've talked about transition defense being a major focus here lately. I guess what's keeping that from translating on a night like tonight at the level that you would like?
Well, you know, 11 first-half turnovers for 17 points, for one thing, you know. And a lot of those are live ball turnovers. So, you know, in a game of this magnitude of physical nature, you know, every movement, every inch on the court counts. You know, a lot of our turnovers were uncharacteristic, but we were uncomfortable the entire night. And that was one of the reasons that a lot of this happened. And so, again, we got to be better. We got to learn from it. But you got to give them credit. I mean, they were really, really, really solid the entire night, and they were you know, beyond solid. They were very, 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 very good.
Malcolm just talked about a little bit of lacking chemistry tonight and a disconnected team. Did you get that same sense? And if so, why do you feel like compared to even previous games, the team was so disconnected in this game?
Well, the physical nature of the game disrupted everything. They were physical on offense. They got tons of offensive rebounds. They had 72 points in the paint, which is, you know, it's a phenomenally high number. And you know, I did not prepare them well enough for what they were going to face on the floor. So I take a lot of the responsibility for this. But you know, when those guys walk out to the center jump circle at the beginning of the game, you know, you got some strapping, big physical guys. And if you're going to be successful against, you know, that level of strength and athlete, you know, it's going to be a matter of execution, positioning all night long. And we just were not on point. And, you know, I think as much difficulty as we had getting the ball in the basket, we had a lot more difficulty defending them. And so our chemistry defensively was not there either. And so, you know, we got a lot to work on between now and Friday.
Did you receive an explanation for the Isaiah Jackson flagrant foul at all?
I received an explanation. However, I did not deem it as satisfactory.
Can you explain what you saw or what happened on that play? I mean, it looked like he fell, and then I'm looking up, and Isaiah's leaving the game.
I was completely shocked that the flagrant foul ended up being on us. And that's, if I say anything else, I'm going to get fined $50,000. I ain't into that tonight. So, as much as I appreciate your pointed questions and, you know, where you're coming from, I mean, yeah, it was a stumper, you know, for me. And it's Isaiah's sixth foul, and, you know, he was really upset about it too, you know. So, you know, it's just unfortunate.
Rick has referenced a couple times that transition defense has been the main focus that you guys have had at least over the last week or so. Why do you feel like that's not translating at the level I assume you would like it to?
You know, sometimes a team like that, you can't defend live ball turnovers. They do a good job. I mean, they're a good team. They're well coached. They're playing selfishly, play together. You know, we're building something special. We're not exactly where we want to be right now. And, Yeah, it looks bad today, but you just gotta keep building towards the future. No excuses. We gotta do better, everybody collectively. Making plays, taking care of the ball, et cetera, et cetera. So, you just gotta keep building, man, and keep getting better and learn from this. And yeah, sucks to lose like this on your home floor, but 12 more games left, and we got to keep learning, getting better and better, and prepare ourselves for upcoming years, and especially next year.
The start wasn't really an issue the first quarter. At least you guys had a late first quarter lead. Was there a moment that you kind of felt things shift? I mean, what changed so drastically, I guess, late first into the second?
I got to watch the film and see what changed, but like I say, we have to stay together as a group. Rick pulled the formula in front of us, and we got to execute it. I said they're a good team. They out physical us, out tough us. We got to be more tougher. We got to, have more grit and play unselfishly and get after it more. It's a learning process. A young team, players and older players got to help too and lead by example. But we'll get there for sure.
Buddy, how has your role maybe shifted joining this team and having to be one of those veteran voices in the locker room during times like this?
It's always good. And trust me, I haven't really win as much in this league, but I've seen teams win. I've been around a lot of veteran players that, were with me for a couple of months and get traded to playoff teams, and they always preach about winning habits, and you just gotta tell the young guys about winning habits, and hopefully they follow. And yeah, it takes time for them to learn that, but I think this team can do it. Where we just could apply it to the film and apply it to the games. And I think Rick's a championship coach. He know what he's doing. He know what he's doing, and he have a great staff behind him. And yeah, we're down some guys, but no excuses. Always next man up mentality. But we just gotta stay the course and keep working, man.
So you're building something special here, and obviously your career, like you said, up to this point, hasn't involved a lot of winning.
Yeah.
How much do you want to be a part of that, something special down the line?
I want to be a part of it. That's the reason. Well, I was in Sacramento for a long time, and I wasn't a part of that, and we couldn't figure it out. So the reason why I'm here is to be a part of this. Something special, and yeah, it's new scenery, new atmosphere. But I'm willing to put my all into this and get after it. We got good players, and Miles is down, and TJ is down. Both TJs are down, and now they're good players. So we just got to figure it out, man. And hopefully those guys be back for the end of the year and get a couple games on our belt each other and see how this thing goes into the offseason and keep building. And the more we stay with each other and grow in the offseason and keep getting better and practicing and working out, I think that we'll be fine.
Buddy, how do you personally like to handle these blowout losses? Are you more of a person who likes to really watch it and see what went wrong and how you can fix it, or do you just try to forget about it and move on to the next one?
I hate losing, man. It's hard to forget about this, and we can try to flush it out of our minds, but it's human nature, especially as competitive as me. I can't. It'd be hard to sleep. You got to watch the film and see what went wrong and what was the turning point. But games like this is always learning experience. They test you for next upcoming battle, and especially the NBA. Is you get 2 days off and we play on Saturday, so. I'll put a challenge.
Malcolm, I know your perspective is a little different just because you didn't play the last couple of games, but Rick has talked about how transition defense in general has been a major focus. Why do you feel like that's maybe not translating to the level, at least right now, that you'd like?
Just the urgency. We got a lot of young guys out here trying to figure it out, and it's a chemistry issue, it's a talk and communication issue. We're trying to put it together, but that's definitely one of our big issues.
The starters as a whole kind of struggled to shoot it tonight. Is that a byproduct of pulling the ball out of the net too much? What did you see?
No chemistry on either end. Scoring the ball, putting the ball in the hole, but also defensively getting stops. There was no consistency.
These chemistry things you're talking about, do you feel like that's a new team, everybody learning how to play together thing? Was something off specifically tonight that made that all off? What do you feel about that?
I think part of it's a new team, and I think the other part is just attention to detail. Coming out, being ready to play, urgency. That's a really good team over there, with or without John Morant. Just being ready to play.
What do you feel is better after a game like this? Forget about it, move on to the next one, or really dive in, look at the film, and see what all went wrong?
Personally, I think we each should dive in and figure it out for ourselves, but for the coaching staff, that's their decision.
Malcolm, what was the recovery process for you like with the concussion, and how much on-court play did you have before returning tonight?
It was, the protocol is actually pretty strenuous. There are 4 different stages. The last 2 stages you're on the court. I worked out for about 30 minutes yesterday, and then I played this morning for about 30 minutes, and that's about everything I did on the court.
I guess when did you get cleared to be able to play?
I got cleared around 12 o'clock, around noon today.
And I guess how did you feel just energy-wise? And obviously in the NBA, if you miss a couple games, it's not the same as playing those games.
Yeah.
So what was that like?
No, I felt good. I'm a guy that knows how to, sort of conserve my energy when I'm out there, so I don't get too tired too quick. But, I felt pretty good.
Terry, after a night like tonight, how does the team kind of view this one? Do you need to go back and watch a lot of it? Do you want to wipe a game like this? I mean, what's kind of the mantra after this?
Well, after the game, Coach talked about we ain't never seen a team play this hard like this before. So we're just gonna wipe it out, come in tomorrow, get treatment, get shots up, and then the next day we're gonna practice and get back to our morals and get back to what we do best and keep on building for the future.
Terry, what was it like to face a team, as Rick described, that's further along in the process? They've kind of figured out their identity, and to see what the blueprint is, if that makes sense.
I think it was good for us and even myself to play against a team like that, so we know where we want to get to and how hard we got to play and how physical and together we got to be as a team.
Just 12 games left in your rookie year. Where do you feel like you've kind of grown the most recently or since you signed the 2-way with the Pacers?
I think talking on the floor and just learning from a defensive aspect. The offense was easy to learn, but the defense and being in help and learning different coverages and whatnot, I think I've grown the most in that.